Hey everybody, my name is Dylan King and welcome to the TechHub.training Alteryx Lebron's Early Dominance Challenge Solution. I'm excited to walk you guys through what I did. Let's do it. So, in this challenge, this is my dream scenario. You went from public accounting and somehow you're getting on ESPN. You're going to battle with Stephen A. Smith over LeBron's legacy. So, you want to break down some stats using your skills in Alteryx to showcase LeBron's dominance. So first thing we need to do, we need to filter it based on LeBron's first stint with Cleveland. So we focus in on these seasons using the filter tool. We're able to find the seasons coming after 2002, 2002, 2003. This season, he's actually still playing in high school. Came right out of high school, pretty awesome. And they want to do before 2010 to 2011 because that's when he went with the Heat. Now we had to use select tool to change the data types. A lot of these data types are numbers, so we changed them to doubles. So you can play around with them here. Next, I used a formula tool. And we said we want to make a new metric called the key stats. So we're taking their average points per game for that specific season, plus their average assists per game for that specific season, and so on for rebounds, steals, and blocks. Writing all that together to see their overall dominance for that specific season. And then what we did is we used a summarize tool to group by each player, and then we averaged it out for all their seasons for that specific time period. And it created this cool new stat. And then we have put in descending order here based on this key stats average. And you see LeBron's number one, of course. And we want to round this new column key stats average to two decimal places. And you can see great players: LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, all had great overall success. This is a cool stat because it takes into account their dominance with scoring, playmaking, rebounding, and defense. So that's the first stat we wanted to create. Second, we wanted to find actual total rebounds, total assists for that period and see where they ranked in this 7 season period. So building off what we already made, we use another formula tool. And first, I'll walk through the five main stats here, and then I'll do MVP later on. But first, with the five main stats, simply we just multiplied the games played by their average points per game, by their average assists per game, and so on for rebounds, steals, and blocks. And there might be a couple rounding errors, but that will just simply get us a rough estimate of their total points, total assists, and total rebounds for these 7 seasons. And so next, we wanted to group by the player and sum up the total points they had for all those 7 seasons. And likewise, we wanted to rank them, so total points in ascending order. And with this record with this record tool, we're able to give them a rank. So I put total points rank, so I named the column, and we have the ranks. So LeBron James is 1, Kobe Bryant 2, Allen Iverson 3, and so on. Some great players again. And we just want to filter it based on what LeBron did. So we're really focusing on him. And so we filter it, we're able to pull out LeBron James. So we have his rank, his name, his total points, right? And so we did that for each stat. So same thing for assists, very similar. Group by player, sum assists. We put it in descending order, ranked them, and LeBron here is 6, and we're filtered on LeBron. So same thing going down for all the 5 stats. I won't go into the same detail for each one, but yeah, very simply we're able to find that. For example, LeBron is 6 in assists for this time period. He was 33rd for rebounds, super impressive as the small forward, 5th in steals, and 38 in blocks. Lastly, we want to focus on MVPs also, see how he was recognized for his excellence. So going back to this formula tool, I I made a formula for MVP. So if MVP was true, I made it output 1. If it was false, so if it was not true, it had to output 0. Because if you see here, if you go over to the MVP column, we have a lot of falses and true. It's just a Boolean data type. So either yes or no. And so by doing this, we're able to find how many MVPs they won. So I changed, and then after I did that, I then just changed MVP to a double data type so we can play around with it here. I summed the MVP column and group by player. And what this did, it tells me how many MVPs they won in that time period. Then just like we've done before, we're going to put in descending order and then rank them with this awesome record tool. And we see LeBron is tied for first with Steve Nash. They both won 2 MVPs during this 7 season time period. Other players that won MVPs is Kobe, Dirk, and Kevin Garnett. And again, we're just going to filter it based on LeBron James. So he's number one in this area as well. So after all that, our challenge was to put it into just one output. So using the crosstab crosstab tool, we're able to manipulate the data to have it output like this instead, and make it go from rows to columns. So we did that for each one, and then we unioned them. And we can see this pretty awesome output here. If you go down the line, it's very useful to see everything he did. So LeBron James, he was first with total points, and gives you his total points numbers, 6 in total assists, 33rd in total rebounds, and so on. So it kind of shows his dominance across all stats and with MVPs for that time period. So that was a fun one. And lastly, we want to focus on team success. So we imported this new data, the historical NBA performance sheet. Same thing we did above. We want to filter it based on the seasons he was with the Cavs. So from 2003 to 2010. And then we, for some reason, imported a ton of other columns. We want to get rid of that. We also want to change winning percentage to a double data type because it's an integer and we want to be able to play around with it using averages. So then we use a summarize tool. We group by team, average their winning percentage, and got us all these numbers, similar to what we did before. Oh, sorry, excuse me. First, we were going to round it to 3 decimal places, so it's a little cleaner to look at. Then, as we did before, we're going to put a ascending order, and we're going to rank them using importing this record tool. And we're going to focus on the Cleveland Cavaliers. They had the 6th highest average winning percentage for the seven seasons, which is very impressive. LeBron came in straight out of high school, very young guy, so he'll make such an incredible impact with a team that didn't have too much skill around him. So you can use all these fun stats as you battle Stephen A. on ESPN's First Take, show LeBron's team dominance, even though he lacked the help to do much. You can show his overall dominance and consistent dominance through 7 seasons by showing his dominance with each key stat, and also with this fun one. See how he compares against other players. Hope you guys had fun with this one. I know I sure did. Let me know if you have any questions. You guys did differently. Excited to see what you guys did. Have a great day. See you guys.